In my opinion, the first and most important aspect of a service industry is to service your customers. And I then went on to point out the additional problem is that the new investors that have come in with tens of billions of dollars investing in shipping don't have that view. They're looking for an asset play. And because that's the way the private equity and hedge fund markets work. And so therefore, operating a service turns out to be a temporary inconvenience between buying and selling the ship.
And what's the problem with that?
It's not the business. I mean, you can't design and build a ship or choose a particular second-hand ship, get all the crews without having an understanding what you're going to do with it. Or are you going to charter it to somebody? I mean, my whole life, all the ships we ever built were built against long-term charters for end users. So there was a purpose. And I think, quite frankly, that's been the history of the Greek shipping industry. I mean, even today, a lot of the very wealthy Greeks who aren't reporting have their ships out on time charter. Because that's, they will build a VLCC and charter it to Exxon. And it isn't in the market. And I think that we've created, as we're seeing today, an excess supply of assets, right, which won't produce profits, won't produce capital profits. Well, I think the first consequence is they haven't budgeted for operating, maintaining, classifying the ships. I mean, we've got a situation where a lot of these ships were ordered at the end of the Chinese boom, right, which 2008 through to 2011. Those ships that were ordered and delivered will be 10 years old in 18 months' time. That's when you face second survey. That is a serious dry docking, a completely serious inspection. It's expensive, but you're not going to be able to operate in the second half of that ship's life unless you go through that. Most of these companies, under the auspices of the big new investors, have no cash reserves to do that.